12, 2017. Board members present to my left is Roy Akery, the fire chief, and to his left is Scott Stokes, the director of public works. Christiana Craddock is the executive assistant to the city administrator, and she will be taking the official meeting minutes. First item is a public hearing, variance request V17019, allow side setback reduction from 12 feet to 1 foot for an addition to a single-family residence, 0.48 acres, land lot 598, 3491 Vinings North Way. John Bush is the applicant. Is Mr. Bush here? Mr. Bush, step to the podium, please. And for the record, can you state your name? Okay, and can you tell us about your variance request, please? Okay, all right. Any questions for the applicant? All right, this time we'll have comments by our staff, Mr. Joey Stobbs, and you can have a seat on the front row, please. Thank you. Any questions for the staff? And for Mr. Bush, for the record, do you accept the 3 conditions as stated? Step into the mic, please. Thank you. This is a public hearing. If anyone else would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve variance request V17-019, allow a side setback reduction from 12 feet to 1 foot for the addition to a single-family residence, 0.48 acres, land lot 598, 3491 Vinings North Way, with the following conditions. Approval of subject property for the requested variance shall be conditioned upon a substantial compliance with the site plan that's submitted. The proposed addition is not permitted to have a full kitchen or to be rented or occupied for gain, and that during the final inspection, downspouts and gutters shall be installed to divert stormwater away from adjoining properties.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V17019. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing privilege license request LIC 2017-04 beer and wine package 475 Windy Hill Road, Era Chevron LLC with Sita Katan as the agent. Is Mr. Katan here? Okay.
Madam Chair, just for the record, this applicant was also scheduled to be at this License and Variance Board meeting 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
It was a no-show 2 weeks ago. We took action to table to today's date, and given that the applicant is not here a second time, I would make a motion to deny this privilege license request.
It's been a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
All right. It's been motioned and properly second that we approve not approve privilege license request LIC 2017-04. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Again, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. Okay, seeing no one. All right. Next item, appeal of the denial of an alcohol permit for Josh Taylor. Is Mr. Taylor here? Okay. And I'll turn it over to the Assistant City Attorney, Jeffrey Tucker.
Thank you, Ms. Adler-Jones. Let me have Eleanor Butts and Mr. Taylor step up here, please. So I'm going to swear you in. So if you both raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you give in this matter should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
I do.
All right. So the procedure here, Ms. Taylor, is we're going to ask, this is Ms. Butts from the police department. I'm going to ask her some questions, not a lot, and then if I'll give you the opportunity to clarify or correct anything that either I misstate or that she misstates or that you want to say, and then we can take some questions from the board for you, okay? So why don't you have a seat for a minute? All right, Ms. Butts, just for the record, and I know you've been here before, but and have appeared before the same board members, but state for the record your name, please.
Eleanor Butts.
And you're an employee of the city of Smyrna?
Yes, I am.
Where do you work?
City of Smyrna Police Department Records Supervisor.
And what do you do with respect to the matter that the board is considering this morning? What are your duties over there?
Okay, I'm a manager and I supervise the clerk who works in permits, and then if there are any issues, anything, she brings them to my attention.
Right. So you're familiar with the records that are kept with the City of Smyrna's Police Department. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
So when somebody applies for an alcohol, whoa, things suddenly gone hot. When somebody applies for an alcohol server permit, part of the procedure is that they consent to the city or to the police department running a criminal background check through the system known as GCIC. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And so Mr. Taylor came in, he filled out an application for an alcohol server permit and signed a sheet where he consented to that, and then was the GCIC report run?
Yes, it was.
All right, and so did it turn up in the report, did it turn up any recent criminal violations, either charged or convicted?
Yes, it did.
And what were they? And if you need to refresh your recollection, I'll ask you, just for record purposes, is this an accurate copy of the criminal background check run on Mr. Taylor?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And so what did it show?
It showed 2 felony drug charges, two pending felony drug charges, and 1 misdemeanor charge for Cobb County. Those are pending charges.
All right. What was the date of the alleged violations? I believe it was the 31st
think
of
it's
January, is that correct?
January 31st,
Right.
2017.
Okay, so that's quite recent. These have not come up for final adjudication to your knowledge, have they?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
no.
so there's no disposition
There's
check.
no disposition on the history.
Let me turn over to the last question, so you say. So there were 2 felony charges and 1 misdemeanor charge. What were the felony charges?
Felony charges was possession of a Schedule I controlled substance, MDHA, I can't pronounce that long word.
That was some sort of methamphetamine, correct?
Methamphetamine, yes.
Right.
And the second charge, possession of a Schedule I controlled substance.
And it's got a technical
tetra-
name, but that would be cannabis oil, is that
cannabis,
correct?
right, and
Okay.
it's a felony.
Right.
The third charge, furnishing, purchasing, and possession of alcoholic beverages by persons below legal age, and that was the misdemeanor charge.
Right, so at the time this was charged, the individual charge was under 21 at the time that they were hit for
Yes.
possession of alcohol. Is that
Yes,
correct?
That's correct.
All right, and so you ran this, and did it, and let me show you this. Here's what was submitted to the police department. This is now the permit application, and the applicant, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but although it's put in kind of a summary form, he correctly disclosed all these charges. Is that correct? It says possession of alcohol by minor,
Yeah,
some
yes,
other things. So those were
Yes.
adequately disclosed.
Yes.
All right, I don't have any more questions for you, Ms. Butts.
All right.
If you'll step up here. And we always give the applicant, if you want to either correct or otherwise contest anything that either I've said or that Ms. Butts has said, you can go ahead and do that now, and you can even ask her questions if you'd like to.
I think everything's accurate. I was not aware that it said it was meth. My understanding was the stuff I had was Molly or MDMA.
MDHA, which is methylene dioxymethamphetamine. I'll admit, I don't really know what that is either, but that is, you will agree that that's what the criminal background check shows, won't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't have any more questions for Ms. Butts. If we have some from the board, we can take those now.
But, Mr. Taylor, just to kind of basically what you were just saying about the confusion of the substance, were you aware when you were charged that you were receiving 2 felony charges?
I was.
Regardless of what the substance was, they're both felony possession charges.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Okay.
and I guess before we get to questions for you from the board, I have one question. Where does this stand in relation to the court system now? Where have you had a formal arraignment?
I haven't. I'm just waiting on my court date.
Okay, so other than your arrest, you either bonded out or, I mean, obviously you're not sitting in jail waiting for this to go up, but you haven't had any court proceedings on it yet,
No,
have you?
I have not.
Okay, I don't have any more questions for you. Let's have some questions for the board.
I wanted to ask Mr. Taylor if he can kind of share with us a little bit about what you've done since this situation happened in January. Are you working? Just kind of give us a little bit tell us about what you've been doing since that happened.
Well, I started going back to therapy because I was using a lot of the stuff I had kind of gotten into, I was using as a self-medication. And that's more of to help me with some personal issues I'm dealing with and to help me stay clean. Since then, I haven't been using since before I got arrested. I'm getting drug tested every month, randomly by my parents. I'm also going to start going to Narcotics Anonymous as of Saturday. And I'm probably going to end up going to an outpatient program at Ridgeview for drug abuse charges. work-wise, I'm just working at Barner's because I ended up losing my job after I got arrested.
So you were working somewhere else before that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was working at Starbucks, and when they found out I got arrested, they fired me.
Okay.
What do you do at Barnes right now?
I'm a server.
Well, Mr. Taylor, I don't know that I have a specific question, really just more of a comment. Occasionally this board hears these appeals, for denials or for the server permit. And, given that the charges are so very recent, I'm going to have a hard time supporting this appeal, just to be honest with you. You're a young guy at the beginning of your life, and my hope for you is that you let this, in hindsight, at some point in the future, just be a small stumbling block to an otherwise successful life. And I'm encouraged to hear that your parents are holding you accountable, and I'm encouraged to hear you say that you're seeking treatment, and I certainly hope that you do that. From an administrative standpoint, with the responsibility that I have, I'm gonna have a hard time supporting this appeal that you have. I think that it's too soon, and I think that you're taking the right steps, and I hope that you do that. But personally, I'm not going to be able to support this. Okay.
Is that in the form of a motion?
I can make it. I was just leaving the floor open if anybody had any other questions.
You have any other questions? Okay.
I can make a motion. I'll make a motion to uphold the denial of the alcohol permit for Josh Taylor.
So just for clarity, the motion would be to deny the appeal?
That's correct.
Okay. I second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we deny the appeal of the alcohol permit for Josh Taylor. All in favor, please vote. All right, the motion passes unanimously. Mr. Taylor, you can appeal this board's decision to the mayor and council if you so desire. All you would need to do is put a request in writing to our city clerk's office, and that office is here in this office, and they can, in this building, pardon me, and they can schedule a date for you to appear on the mayor and council agenda if you so desire.
In 10 days.
Yes, yes, thank you. Within 10 business days, you will need to put that request in writing. Okay.
Okay.
Good luck, Mr. Taylor.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you. The next item is approval of the minutes from the March 22nd, 2017 meeting of the License and Variance Board.
Motion to approve the minutes from the March 22nd, 2017 meeting of the License Variance Board.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the meeting minutes from March the 22nd, 2017. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. I declare this meeting adjourned at 10:11 a.m. Thank you.